Hi Jatin, Andrew here once again. So let's start by looking at your intro in this essay. So as we've previously stated, what's important in an intro is that we discuss both sides of the argument, give our opinion, and briefly outline the ideas that we will discuss in the body paragraphs. So this background sentence is not strictly necessary. It can be used if you like, but it doesn't need to be there. So this intro is unclear because I'm not quite sure what the contention is. So obviously I know the question, so I know that it's whether travelling is good or bad, essentially. So what we should have here to make it more clear is something along the lines of: some people believe that the increase in global travel in recent years is a negative development, whereas others hold that the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Personally, I agree with both sides of the argument due to the facts that travelling is of great personal benefit but does cause some disturbance to the ecosystem. And with that additional little bit, you have introduced both ideas. So, travelling has become an essential part of the human experience. Great. Visiting new places enables people to expose themselves to new cultures. I would expand this bit slightly. I would say which helps to develop tolerance and understanding, because personal growth is a very ambiguous term. We need to talk about the specifics of personal growth. Which aspects of personal growth does it help? So I would say that it helps with tolerance and understanding of other cultures, because the world has long suffered from intolerance and misunderstandings that often result in war. We can avoid war by becoming closer to those we feel are different from us. So, tolerance and understanding. For example, visiting villages in a developing country can help people to be more appreciative of material possessions that they may otherwise take for granted. By the way, your grammar is great. That they may otherwise, I enjoy that phrase. Very much so. I don't like the word things, though. It's a bit ambiguous in academic writing. Let's be more precise than that. In the lexical resource category, we're expected to be somewhat stylish, very precise, and essentially appropriate. And things just does not qualify for that. Things, stuff, that sort of stuff. Hence, travelling is a great tool to gain insight about the variety of cultures that exist in the world. On the other hand, travelling has been proven to be bad for the environment. Good. The majority of, I always replace most with the majority. The majority of people use airplanes to travel long distances, and airplanes create a considerable amount of noise and air pollution. So this should be one sentence. In addition, let's say air travel, or what else is there? We can just say planes or flight disturbs the fauna of the area through which they pass. There's an excellent grammatical construction for you. Disturbs the fauna of the area through which they pass. For example, it was observed that migratory birds let's say the flight patterns of migratory birds was affected after an airplane route was introduced which crossed their flight path. Therefore, increased travel can result in additional damage to the environment. In conclusion, traveling, let's say, in conclusion, although traveling provides a great method to become familiar with the world and one's self, it does negatively impact the biosphere. It is recommended, therefore, that governments of countries which attract a lot of tourists should take steps to mitigate the large numbers of visitors' impact on the environment, or to mitigate the impact on the environment that large numbers of visitors have. But yeah, I think the main point here is a clearer introduction. You will lose a lot of points for an unclear introduction because it sets up the entire essay, and it's the first thing the examiner reads. So let's make sure that, again, we discuss the contention, we give our opinion, and we briefly outline the ideas we will present. But let's move on to task 1. So in this one, we're speaking to an old friend. So we can be a little bit informal, we can be very personal, we can use contractions, we can use slang, we can use whatever we want, really. So, hi Tina, hope you're doing well. It has been a long time since our last correspondence, so I thought I would write to you to update you on my life. I would also like to know what is happening in yours. This possessive plural is not necessary, it's just yours, one word, no punctuation. The biggest change in my life is that I switched jobs recently, and then here actually, I would use a full stop here, but I would use a semicolon here. The biggest change in my life is that I switched jobs recently, semicolon. The pay at the theatre was okay, but I had started to find it very monotonous. Good, very good. I resigned last month. We don't need to repeat this because we already said it here. I resigned last month and was looking for work for a fortnight until I got a job at a bakery downtown. Because looking for work and got one don't line up. If you say looking for a job and I got one, that's okay. But looking for work, I got one, does not match up. I am working as the baker's assistant, and I think it's great because I finally get to learn about the food business. I've always wanted to own a catering company, so as not to repeat ourselves, so I think this is a good step in that direction. Another major change has been that I got a puppy, and I have named him Scooby. Wonderful. I will be sure to send you pictures of him soon. Please do write to me soon. I can't wait to hear about the adventures that you have been on. Your friend, Jatin. All in all, very good. Just pay attention. Try not to overuse the semicolon, because it's easy to use it wrong. Even English people, native English speakers, use it incorrectly all the time. But they don't get scored on it. Their immigration papers don't depend on it. IELTS students tend to. But there we go, here's your stuff. I'll send it to you now. Send me your other things and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. All the best, pal. Speak soon.